In our first episode, Katie and I share how a dream turned into a mission. You'll hear the story of how we came together, and you'll learn more about what makes us unique and truly a space for healing, from mental health to nutrition to mindful living and much more. Welcome to Rooted and Rising, a podcast by Into the Woods Wellness. I'm Kaitlyn Keneally, coming to you from our nature-inspired sanctuary in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. True healing happens when we address root causes and honor the whole person, mind, body, and soul. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into real talk that empowers your healing journey.
Well, we are here. Before we dive in, I'm Jenny Knuth. I have been behind the scenes with brand and marketing since nearly day one with Katie. So yeah, it's been a journey, this evolution, the growth of Into the Woods. I'm excited to chat with both of you on this first episode of Rooted and Rising. We've got Katie, registered nurse and founder of Into the Woods Wellness. How long have you been in nursing, Katie?
Oh boy, that's a good question.
Over 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, sorry, I threw you a curveball. I didn't have you prepare for that. And then we've got Kaitlyn,
Hello.
psychotherapist, entrepreneur, author, and now CEO of Into the Woods. What else would we add to that?
We won't add any more titles, otherwise we'll be here all day. So short, sweet, and to the point. But yes, that is me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, excited to be here with you both. We want this podcast to be educational, insightful, of course, entertaining. If people are going to give us, 20 minutes, half hour of their day, we want this to be all of the above. I also want it to be fun for you.
Yeah.
So to help get us warmed up, I've got a this or that wellness edition.
All right. I am here for it.
Kaitlyn, of course you are.
So this or that wellness edition. It's a great way to understand both of your personalities, which are both beautiful but very different.
Sure are.
It's what makes you a powerful duo. Okay, so you guys can rapid fire jump in. You don't have to give long explanations unless you want to. First one, morning meditation or evening walk?
Evening walk.
Evening walk.
Infrared sauna or salt booth?
Infrared sauna.
I've never done either.
Oh,
Right. I have sensory issues, so I try to maintain a yes, but I do need to. So I would probably do sauna first.
well, I think, acknowledging where you have sensory issues. And we've said from day one with all of this, everybody's wellness journey looks different. So that's a great example. We're not forcing anything on anybody that they don't want to do.
Thanks for the
Awesome.
moral support.
Yeah, absolutely. Green smoothie or herbal tea?
Herbal tea.
Therapy session or nature walk?
That's a tough one, Jenny.
I might be biased here,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go therapy session.
And I'm going to go with nature walk.
It is a hard one. They both have their merits. They both
How about
do.
a nature walk with Kaitlyn?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
Like that.
there you go. Meal planning or spontaneous cooking?
Neither.
Meal planning.
What do you do to eat, Kaitlyn?
I have a husband.
Social connection or solo recharge?
Ooh, mine's a solo. It used to be the connection, but now it's the solo recharge. I really need that time.
Yep. Me too. Solo recharge.
Retreat weekend or home spa day?
These are
Retreats.
tough,
I know.
Jenny.
Depends on my mood, but today's mood would be a retreat.
Yeah, I think I'm going with retreat.
Cool. All right. This is a fun one. Gentle nudging or tough love coaching?
Tough love coaching. She's a gentle nudge.
nudging.
Knew that one was coming.
Even
Beautiful.
though I learned best from the tough love coaching. It opens the doors for me. It gets me uncomfortable and messy, and that's how I grow.
Yeah.
We all need a little bit of both. So I think that's great. Let's jump in. Katie, take us back to 2020, 2023, right? Was that, I mean, doors
Yes.
opened? Okay. I mean,
Was prior to that,
absolutely.
before.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, the dream was much prior to that because we met in 21, 22, somewhere in there.
So back
Um,
19. So there's been many
okay.
years of planning.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so myself as a vivid nighttime dreamer and geek of dream work, I know your backstory, the origin of Into the Woods. Share as much as you are comfortable with the listeners. Where did this dream of yours come from?
Okay, so I could talk for days about this. One night I had a very vivid, almost cinematic dream, which I've never had before. This dream came to me as I was on my healing journey. It was almost like the woods came alive with color and detail. I could see the place, the services, even the people we were meant to serve. And like I said, it wasn't like any other dreams that I had. And so it kept returning, almost calling me back. And I needed to act on that. So eventually I shared it with my husband, all of the details, everything, every little piece. And to my surprise, instead of Joe dismissing it, he simply asked, why not make it a reality? And I was taken back a bit, not sure how to feel, but that simple question planted a seed. And from there, everything began to grow. He's been my rock ever since here, my biggest cheerleader, my sounding board through it all, ups and downs, of course. But he has earned the nickname Man of the Woods from our team because he keeps the foundation strong. Anything we need, he's checking in. And so, really, this dream has stemmed from my healing journey and where I have come from. The universe is aligned with my beliefs and my heart, and I wouldn't be here either without this great support and my wonderful friends and community as well.
Beautiful. I love how the people that have made Into the Woods and are making it now have just come together. I mean, it's been hard work, but it's also been, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, bringing things together. And
Very much so. I am a firm believer in my faith, and I do believe putting it in the universe, praying to God that He has me. There's days that I'm not very patient, but I remind myself, you have to be patient because the right things will come to you and I will take care of you. And that is truly how I feel about my team. We've had some, growth, some separation, but that is everybody else growing too, right? I cannot be selfish, even though I love the team I built. Go and grow, see where your dreams can take you to. So I am a firm believer in just putting it out there and believing, and your dreams can come true, and put the hard work in.
Yeah. I think what has been neat too as I've come on board is that it really does feel like a family. There has been changes and growth, and we want to encourage anybody to grow in whatever direction they want, even if it's with us for a little bit, right? Or maybe sometime in the future. It's been really neat to see that. And from an outsider's perspective, the staff knowing everybody's name and where they are, whether it's in a program or here or there, and that's the uniqueness that we get to do here that you're not going to get in a conventional setting. And so the fact that we all work together and the outcomes have been phenomenal, not only to see, but I have gotten them personally too, right? And so that makes me very excited about our mission and values and that we actually live them. That's a very, very important piece. And one of the main reasons I said yes to coming on board.
awesome. So part of that vision is really getting to the root cause. How did that come to be? How did that fit into the dream for you, Katie?
Getting to the root cause is part of why I'm here. In my early 20s, I was diagnosed with colitis and Crohn's disease. That began a long road of procedures, medications, and challenges I really didn't anticipate at such a young age. The ripple effect led to avascular necrosis, and by my mid-20s, I had gone through numerous surgeries. That includes a left total hip replacement, and I even have a dowel in my right hip today to delay another replacement. It was overwhelming, but also awakening and eye-opening for me. I realized I couldn't just manage symptoms. I had to go deeper to the roots. And so that's when whole foods, functional medicine, and integrative wellness really became my lifeline. Today, those practices allow me to live a vibrant, active life I never thought possible back then.
So that is a powerful story of your healing journey and why you do what you do to support this community, the team. I just want to back up because you mentioned the hip replacement. What was the correlation with the hip replacement? I mean, you were so young. Why did that happen?
Trying to manage my symptoms was medication. I was put on every medication under the sun. And really, when you do that, you are creating side effects that you're really not aware of because, let me be real, who reads those pamphlets you get, right? They're like books. And so one of the medications caused the blood flow to my joints to be compromised. On that medication long term, now they know this can happen.
Okay. I just call that out because it wasn't a direct piece of what you spoke to. We can put a disclaimer out there. We're not saying all medication is bad. We're just saying
It's a journey.
we need
Each person's path looks different. I think a lot of people start with the medication because that's what we've been trained to do. Not that it's good, bad, or ugly. It is, right? But here is an alternative, a total lifestyle change. And this is preventative. To me, that's the difference. But everybody's where they are. And if they're curious about how we do it, give us a call.
Yeah, Kaitlyn, so true. We live in America.
Mhm.
We want a quick fix, right?
Yeah.
And so that I feel is how medications work too, just being a Band-Aid really instead of what is happening inside that is creating this chaos.
You mentioned lifestyle change. What does that even mean? And I think we're getting to that. It's not just, okay, take this medicine, feel better.
Right.
It's okay, what am I eating? Who am I surrounding myself with? How am I moving my body? No judgment whatsoever, but just looking at that and how that all stacks
Right.
up. That's your lifestyle. And there are cause and effect, right?
Well, and we're trained to look outside, right? And so the Band-Aid is kind of an outside thing. So looking at prevention and lifestyle change and holistic requires you to go in. And to me, that's the soul work, right? And that's what I do with therapy a lot. So it's not only it's a lifestyle change, but it's a mindset shift. We know what we know typically, and we're going to stay on that path until we know something different. Or we wait until we're at almost our breaking point medically. We can come in and at least offer you a different pathway or to potentially look at it. My whole point, especially for the podcast, is to plant seeds. What are people curious about? Learn about us and see if we'd be a good fit for you.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful transition into the partnership of you two coming together. So I'd love to share a little bit about both of you. We'll start with you, Kaitlyn. What connected the two of you? Give us a little bit of a backstory about what brought you to Into the Woods.
Katie found me, put me in a headlock and said, "You have to do this, Kaitlyn." And I was like, "There's no way out of here." Just kidding. She trapped me into the woods with the man of the woods too. "You're not leaving." No, I'm just kidding. I would say what happened, I originally opened my private practice during the pandemic, which I didn't know if it was going to be a good or a bad move, and it was a good move. And then as I was getting further into therapy and my author journey, I started to recognize that I wanted more of an integrated approach, right? That I was being one dimensional. And if anybody wants to learn more about me, they can Google me. I am not one dimensional. So we were invited here to take a tour and get to know one another. I feel like we had 100 meetings and the last one ended in a headlock. No, I'm just kidding. I was looking at different locations and it was like, we're doing almost the same thing. Why don't we come together? And my biggest thing when I met Katie was I cannot lose autonomy, right? I want to make sure we are providing quality care above all, patient first or client first. After those meetings, it was like, yes, let's put it all together. Let's be that one-stop shop. Let's be ahead of the game. And so our mission and values aligned. To me, it was a no-brainer. So that's my story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for me, I was introduced to Kaitlyn, the name, through you, Jenny, actually, years ago, and went to see her speak. And I sat at that table thinking, I would love someday to work with her. However, it was far-fetched at the time, I felt. And the one thing that I felt I was missing here through my whole person healing is that professional mental health piece. We were getting more complex clients that needed more support than what I am going to tell you that we could handle. And so at that point, I remember reaching out to you again, Jenny, and here's her contact, sent an email. It wasn't even a day and I got a response. Yep, let's meet up. And Kaitlyn is right. It felt like 100 meetings, hours at end. What are our goals, values, mission? What does coming together look like and collaborating? How can we support one another? And the biggest thing is right now we have such a dynamic team that we have such great vision together, our goals. How do we support our community? There are so many things in the works right now that if I wasn't partnered with Kaitlyn, her creativity, her dynamic personality, she's helping me grow in ways that I never thought imaginable. Even sitting here today, she is the nudge behind all of this, but it really was filling that gap on the mental health side. And I got Kaitlyn Keneally big time. And so we've been, pedal to the metal on everything since she's been on board. And I'm so excited for what the future holds.
I told her I had one gear. It's called GO. Exclamation point. And
she's right.
And I've actually moved slower than I had wanted to, but got a few more people I got to pull on the Hogwarts Express, as I'm calling it. It feels good that everybody's understanding the vision and aligning. We're going to be off to the races.
My seatbelt is secure.
That's good. Safety first. Yes. There's so much you both shared there. I feel like, we could go into a whole nother direction. That's not the purpose of this podcast, but just going to earmark. I think that whole idea of trauma and how that impacts what we carry in our body, how that impacts our emotional health, physical health. A chat on that someday would be really, really great. Even if I'm not here, people need to hear more about that.
We want you here.
Oh, side note, and I hope this gets into the podcast. I have been wanting Jenny's picture on our website as our whatever title she would like. So people listening, I hope this is somewhere in the middle. Please comment, yes, Jenny, put your beautiful image on the website as she is a part of our team.
We just got Sam on, so okay. Bringing you both together, addressing what Katie shared at the start of her answer to this question. You're really looking at emotional, mental health, physical health, all of the things. We're calling it whole person wellness. How would you say both of your respective roles and expertise, experience play into whole person wellness? What does that mean to each of you?
For me, diving back to that dream of mine, I grew up in the country. I love working in nature, just being still, listening. When you walk into the woods, there's this sense of wholeness. Like every tree, stream, and path is connected. That's how I see wellness. At Into the Woods, we spend time listening to clients, really understanding their goals, their challenges, their stories. From there, we create personalized plans and don't work in isolation. Our team collaborates. We also connect with providers throughout the wellness community, which is very beneficial for our clients. That way, they're just not getting one piece of the puzzle. They're experiencing the whole person healing really the way nature intended us to heal. That's where Kaitlyn comes in with trauma.
You don't have one without the other, right? But again, we aren't in the world of prevention. So I do feel it has isolated us, made us one-dimensional. So to me, again, it just made sense as I was headed into that direction. Then why not come together? Female owned, female ran. Like there's so many beautiful things, not only just about what we're putting together, but the behind the scenes of it too, which is what we are talking about obviously today a little bit. But to me, that's very inspiring. We're up against, again, a medical system that wants to keep us sick. So to me, we are not only preventative, but we're kind of on the cutting edge of things. And this is the direction that things are moving in. So
the biggest thing that sets us apart here at Into the Woods is the mentorship. All of us as staff are mentors. We are meant to listen wholeheartedly. And that is what I left. You know, you were on this time crunch of all of these things, right? And my clients really can tell a difference. We build that relationship. They are like family to us. It's one thing that truly sets us apart.
Yeah, I think there's power and potential with compassion and listening. There's a quote, and I'm not going to get it right, but that just like the healing can start when someone listens, right? That's not the quote, but the essence of it is that. And I think that's such a critical piece of what does set you apart. You're not here to say, do this, take this, change this. You're here to say, let's talk. What are those challenges? What are those goals? That makes all the difference.
That people sometimes will not remember what you say, but they remember how you feel. And I am big time into touch. I love hugs. I love, because there's so much lacking. COVID was difficult, right? But we've learned so many things, gave us opportunities. Like Kaitlyn and I can work with anybody around the country via Zoom, computers, phone, and the personal touch is really something that was part of my mission here, is to bring that back.
Yes, people will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Mm-hmm. And so that to me is very important for all of us, and that helps us live our mission.
Awesome. I 100% see that happening. The stories that we're hearing from your clients, your customers, it's very apparent that that's how they're experiencing things too. Okay, so a lot of what you guys have shared in this revolutionary approach, breaking the mold of what perhaps traditional conventional medicine has been in that healthcare world, things can often feel very prescriptive. And one of the things that Into the Woods continues to emphasize on the website, social media, here with you today as you're listening, is there's no one right path to wellness. How do you put that philosophy into practice? What does that look like?
Everybody's journey is so different. We truly sit down, we listen. Why are you stuck? What have you tried? But we are innately designed to heal. That is God's way that He made us, right? The body wants to return to balance. When people are given the right education, tools, and resources, healing becomes possible. Our role is to guide them through the forest, so to speak, right? And to help them discover their own path toward thriving health. That is the heart of what we do here, getting them out of the weeds and baby steps on living a life they are truly meant to live optimally, happy.
Vitality is a big word we've used quite a bit in different ways, and that means different things to different people. Every path looks different. Even if you wouldn't use the word God, right? Like we're saying mind, body, soul, or spirit. Like you can fill that in, but it's really this holistic, integrative approach. So come as you are. And I think one of the things we'll just put a little bit of a call to action in. The discovery call is a great way to
Yeah.
learn
Yep.
more for not only for Into the Woods, Katie or Ginger, or anybody else on the team that might be sitting down with the person on the phone, right? To learn more about them, but it's also for them to understand your approach and make sure everybody's a good fit. What else happens in that discovery call? What can people
Yeah.
expect?
You get someone again who their undivided attention for at least 15 to 20 minutes. And in that call, you're going to encapsulate some of the things that are happening. And in that call, we're going to present, well, do you need to come in further for like an evaluation or fit one of our pathways, our a la carte services, our program? So it's really, I mean, and the funny thing is, I don't know if it's funny, but I did that for years. That's how my therapy practice has grown, is I called it just a free consultation. Come on in, meet me, and see if I'm a good fit for you. And so, really, to me, that's what the consultation is about. And it's free. Here's what we're doing, how we could help, or here's a different avenue for you. It's a really good way to kind of dip your toe into the woods without any commitment whatsoever.
Correct. Great job, Kaitlyn.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Looking forward, because Into the Woods continues to grow, roots get deeper, new trees, new plants, exciting things. We're not going to dive too much further into on this episode, more to come. But as we look forward, what does rising mean to both of you as individuals on your own healing journey, as collaborators through Into the Woods?
Rising to me is finding your voice in whatever way. It is rising to the occasion, rising to make the phone call, to listen to the podcast, to understand yourself, to learn more about this. So I do feel it's deeply personal, but in this podcast, I want everyone to see us rising, to see that this is woman led, woman owned, and that healing is messy AF. That's what my first book title was, just in case nobody knows that. My second book is going to be out later this year. Selfless plug on that, but all of that is rising. And so if we can show that we can do this together, why wouldn't we? I feel like sometimes we're our own worst enemies and, we can be the hardest on one another. But when it comes to healing and health, we're seeing the rising trends. We're a couple years ahead of the game on this. So hop on the Hogwarts Express and rise with us. To me, rising could be just listening to this, or it could be going down one of our pathways. That's how I would say it. I don't know. How do you feel?
Yeah, rising to me, when I think about that, is how I've been in the trenches. I could have stayed there, right? Living a life comfortable. But now I really enjoy being uncomfortable, exposing myself, and rising. I just feel like a flower opening in spring and new growth. I grow every single day being surrounded by my team and especially Kaitlyn. Like she just, pushes me, that tough love, but it is more of living a life that I want to live and my quality of life. Rising is encompassed by growth for me, really.
More energy, full of potential, love, all of the things. We've mentioned how important values are to both of you. The revolutionary care, compassion, accessibility, really wanting people to feel like they are welcomed here, a part of this community as it's growing. There's something here for everyone if they choose it, not forcing it on anybody. Some would say that functional wellness feels trendy with the uptick around hormone replacement therapy, gut health, supplements like being the answer, right? What keeps you authentic to your mission, vision, and rooted in what you want for results and that vitality and that experience for your customers, your clients?
Yeah, I think it's the outcomes. right, that we're seeing. If you go into the nutrition program, repairing that gut, whether it's a physical outcome, getting off your medication, or being able to be off an inhaler or lose weight, I don't know. To me, then we're living it that way. To see the healing with the mental health piece as well, the physical piece, it's just all of it encompasses. So that to me is how I would answer that.
Mm-hmm. We all live by what we preach. Some days are harder than others, but it's staying true to our mission. And that's why I went to be a nurse, is I am an empath. And I know you know that, Jenny, but I truly care about every person that walks in this door. I want them to get results. I cannot do the work for them, but I can certainly walk alongside them, encourage them, support them. Through our program, I want to say upon graduation, but we always say there is no end date, right? This is a lifestyle change. You're always welcome back. To keep you accountable, we offer wellness pathways, membership models. But at graduation, we hold a little event, and the community, the clients share their stories. And I can tell you, it fills my cup and it warms my heart, and it is what keeps me going too, Jenny. They keep me accountable. Why I put in the hard work every single day. It is for my clients, but also filling my cup.
Beautiful. Well, there is so much to look forward to on the podcast.
Yeah.
There's so much growth happening here. So if you have not scheduled that discovery call or come on and by for a tour, you are welcome.
And we can certainly give you a tour. We love that, just to see how we are surrounded in nature. We have deer, turkeys, a family of turkeys, all the birds. It is such a healing sanctuary. More to come in the future, and excited for it.
If you are not in the Fond du Lac area or Greater Fox Valley, where coming here is realistic, of course, you could always book a flight and come on by. However, there is also virtual possibilities where you are accessible and willing to help.
Try to work with you.
Absolutely. It's definitely an option if you're looking for support and Into the Woods resonates with you. Okay, so for a wrap up, I'm going to have you fill in the sentence. If people only knew blank about their house, what comes to mind?
They only knew blank.
If they only knew proper way to fuel their body.
If they only knew how important mental health is.
Both very important. And everybody here would probably say something different. And that's what's beautiful, because there is no one right pathway, right? Well, it was lovely being with you both today. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Jenny. We truly appreciate your support through all of this since inception, seeing the growth. You're along for the ride with Into the Woods.
Now you're going to turn it over to me for a few minutes. Okay. All right, Jenny, you're up. How has your vision with Katie's vision aligned? Because I don't think marketing gets enough. I don't know if gusto is the word that I want to use, but the podcast is important. Everything we're doing is important, but I really value your piece. So I also think it's important maybe how your vision has tied in with Katie's too.
Let me just preface that, Jenny, to give you a little time to think. But I am so glad Kaitlyn brought this up, because Jenny is this hero behind the scenes. Honest to God, she nailed it. The first post, and from there, it was just, I trust you, Jenny. You get me. You get the whole picture. That marketing piece, it's tough, but for me, it was so easy with you, Jenny. I just can't thank you enough. And in my emails responding to Jenny, it's always ending, I so appreciate you.
Well, thank you both. I appreciate it. It's a joy to collaborate with both of you. I've known you both in different paths, and now you're together. So that's fantastic. So your initial question, I think part of it is, meeting Katie through a mutual connection of ours, Ginny Gilmore. Her book, we were actually at the farmer's market, and Ginny was promoting her book, Wisdom from the Woods, right? I'm very aligned in everything that Into the Woods stands for with my own healing journey. Just trying different things, being curious about what can help my physical, emotional, and mental health. There's so much noise. And so I've been on my own journey of slowing down. I know that's a big part of Into the Woods. As a entrepreneurial spirit alongside both of you, I just saw the vision and the opportunity to meet people where they were, to be more compassionate, to listen. And so it just not only is, the creativity come from thinking differently, but I think it comes from our hearts. And that's that lands differently.
But it really resonates with everything you do. You create art, and you have been able to bring this vision to life. And in some ways, you've been able to connect Katie and I too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she had my number, right?
Yeah.
Call
And the
me
headlock.
Yes, the headlock. She was like, call me maybe.
She signed my book. Jenny had to take the book because Kaitlyn was busy.
But yeah, so we have the everyday behind the scenes, but without your piece, it wouldn't be alive, right? In that digital world that we need it to be. And so I guess one more question. How have you seen the evolution from your perspective?
How have I seen the evolution of Into the Woods? With any startup idea, any dream like that, it's natural to try things, but the roots have always been the same, and that's, I think, what's kept me along with you on this journey. And yeah, I think, there's ongoing growth with any small business, constantly evolving and figuring it out as you go. We've tried different tactics for outreach. I don't think there's much that's changed as I step into that question. It's really just stepping into what we believe more strongly versus these are the services, and wanting people to understand.
Which is what healing is. And so each department and each piece of the wheel, no matter what part you're on, is contributing to that growth. I just think your piece, which is why she needs to be on the website, please don't cut this out, and comment that she does too. Just as much as our story of coming together and the vision and the mission is moving forward, we really couldn't do it without you. I don't want you to forget that. That's why we tell her every email too.
I will not forget. Thank you for the call out. I very much appreciate it.
You're welcome. Do you, Katie, or anything you want to ask me or Jenny?
No, I think for now,
this was Katie's first podcast.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And we are always here. Questions. How can we improve this podcast? What do you want to hear? Send it our way.
And we'll see if we get her on another episode.
I think it'll happen. Maybe not right away.
But not this time.
There you go.
No, I've got defend. I know how to get out of a headlock.
Okay.
All right. This has been great. Thank you both. Until next time, be well, be still, be calm.
There you go. You got it, Jenny.
Thanks for listening to the Rooted and Rising Wellness Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and review us. We'd also love to connect with you. Reach out at info@intothewoodsjourney.com or visit our website at www.intothewoodsjourney.com to explore your path to wellness. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for listening.